Good morning. Today I really wanted to open up with the Soto trailer, but I forgot to set it up, so that's a good way to start always. Just give me a second here. Oh my god. It's all fine. Let's do like this for now. And now let me just put this up here. Right. What do I want to do next? Well, now what I want to do is just remove it so that you guys could see what I was trying to do. Now window capture, I'll call it YouTube. There we go. Okay. Now this should be working, right? Let me just application audio capture YouTube. I got it. Audio. Yes. Okay, good. I hope you all can hear me right. I hope it's all good. So yeah, let's start this up. So I haven't shared this in my channel at all. I haven't even talked about it or referenced it. But I've seen everything about it, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's basically it. The last image is also pretty interesting with some interesting Easter eggs. Let's talk about Soto, shall we? Secrets of the Obscure. The next expansion for Guild Wars 2 is coming out in less than 2 months, which is pretty close by. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty pumped and ready to go. But let's talk about this because this has been really interesting, isn't it? If we look at the way that they've set this up, I would say that they led us to believe very strongly that Soda wouldn't come out until the end of the year. That doesn't turn out to be true at all, it seems, which is good. It's funny, I like it. I actually, let me try to show you something since I have the YouTube here. In my channel, in my community, I did a poll. I think it was 3 weeks ago. No, longer than that. Which was it was before the MFC. There it is. 1 month ago. 1 month ago, even before the entire release of the trailer and the entire info, I did ask in my community, what do you expect the next Guild Wars 2 expansion to release, or when do you expect it? And 100% of you bet on summer, and I actually wasn't. I thought you guys were on copium, but it turns out you were all right. I thought I was one of the most copium gamers out there, but you guys were even more, and you turned out to be right, which is freaking amazing. I love that. I'm pretty excited about this. I gotta say, this has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest, bit of news that they could have released for us. So let's learn a little bit more about Secrets of the Obscure. I haven't covered this in my in my channels at all, so I really I think most of you by now have the information, or most of the information about the expansion. So I really just want to give some thoughts out, some of my thoughts about all of this. First off, we're gonna have 3 releases. The first release is the release of the expansion, then we're followed by 2 releases, right? Yeah, later releases. So I do think, or are these the later releases? I'm curious. It's every quarter, so maybe there is 3 releases after the expansion. We will have to see about that. But this is one of those points that I think there haven't been entirely precise with the information that they've released to us or that they told us about. Now the maps look pretty cool. I've got to say, the Skywatch Archipelago, I'm a little bit funky about because it's an amalgamated of all the previous environments that we've been through before. So I think this is gonna be kind of curious to see. Now the Wizard's Tower, it's the main point for 90% of the fan base right now. We all want to see what's inside the Wizard's Tower. And besides that, if we take a look at the trailer again, let me just roll it back. So taking a look at the trailer again, here, right here, I do think that the Wizard's Tower, some of you, I saw this on social media, some of you are not agreeing, and some of you don't agree that this might be related to the Astrolaria legendary, but this does really remind me of the Astrolaria. Even the cogs and the wheels here, this reminds me astonishingly about Astrolaria. It's the only legendary weapon that I have. That's why I can really feel attached to this somehow. I feel really connected to this. I really enjoy it. And then we have Amnitas, which is really interesting. The Wizard's Court and the Astle Ward. I think those are really interesting plot points that they're going to touch on, and I'm very keen to see. I really hope that this expansion has the same polish on cutscenes as End of Dragons did, because End of Dragons, and we're going to talk about it a little bit further down the line today, End of Dragons did that amazingly. It was one of the high points of the expansion at all, was the cutscenes and cinematics. Now, Tyrion's Hidden Protectors, the Astral Ward, I don't really have much to say about this. We've heard about this in the Extra Life quest line, so I did expect something to become. I did expect them to become part of the story sooner or later. So I'm not really impressed, but I want to know more about them, that's for sure, because we don't know almost anything about the Wizard's Court and where they've been and what's it about. What's the difference between the Wizard's Court and the Dermot Priory? You know what I mean? I really want to get interested in that and get into the thick of it. Now, Seek and Close the Rifts, this is also one of those points that I'm kind of dubious about, because when they talk about the rifts, so there's going to be these rift hunting. Oh, page not found, that's amazing. There's going to be more about this rift hunting that we're going to do throughout the map, some sort of bounties, I expect. I just hope that there's also metas, because if there's only rifts, oh man, this is not going to be good. Yeah, Renet really needs to see this through and give us new metas. Metas are the core, one of the main cornerstones of Guild Wars 2, and they can't get rid of it defines the Guild Wars 2 in its own genre of MMOs, in my opinion. Now, Discovered Wizard Vault, I think this is great. In-game obtainable skins, this is what we've asked since Path of Fire and those sneaky little tricky smelly loot boxes that we have for the skins of the mounts. But yeah, this is overall this sounds really good, and I can't wait to play with that system with dailies and weeklies, which is gonna be good. Now I do think that this is quite funny, because I talked with Shortwing about this 2 months ago or 1 month and a half ago. So we did talk about what we would expect as they confirmed that there were not going to be new elite specializations, and we were on the money. We actually said that they were possibly gonna free the elite specialization weapons, so they are going to give us that. So August 22, your will bender will be able to wield an axe or a longbow. Oh. Yeah, so the things are gonna get pretty crazy. The actual beta was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with Harbinger with a great sword and a pistol and a dagger. It's so good, man. Also, Berserker with dagger. It's really funny as well. But yeah, there's some pretty cool combos, and I think this is even more impactful than the elite specs, simply because of what comes after. These 2 points as well really flourish it out. Relics and runes. The rune system is getting reimagined and re-implemented, which I think it's going to be really good. The relics, it's a little bit tricky. I want to see if they really go and rework relics, or even those active bonuses that the runes and tier 6 gave us. I really hope that they take a look at it and maybe retouch some of them, maybe improve others. I really hope so. Also, they did give us the new weapons, which is much easier to do than the entire fucking set of new elite specs. So I do think this is genius. Grouch, you're the fucking man. I hope you listened to my video before, and I hope you're listening to me now. You did great with this decision of powerful combat chases. Strike missions. I'll say this. I'll give a little bit of prophecy here. Guild Wars 2 ain't gonna maintain 2 strikes and 1 fractal per year. Not for long. They are gonna increase the number. I think doubling it is the most expected thing, but nowadays I'd be surprised if they do 4 or 5 strikes per year. I really hope that they can pull 3 strikes and 2 fractals, maybe, because I do think that now with all this management and this pre-planning that they do have, they can squeeze a little bit more content for us, and I do hope that the content that they squeeze for us is group content. The Skyscale thing is amazing. I love the idea that now everyone's gonna get Skyscale in a more streamlined way. I also love the new Skyscale skills that they showed us on the blog post. Fireball, you're gonna be able to mount the Skyscale in combat. This is good. This is really good. The rewards, I'll be honest. I like these weapons. I like the weapons. The weapons were good. Well, weapons are nice, but the legendary armor is what most of us are excited about. And of course, infusions. Infusions are always great. We always want to know more about infusions. And taking into account the rifts information that I gave you about, because there might not be metas, but with infusions, I'm almost 100% sure that there will be at least one meta in this. And there's some pictures. There's the price. We can talk a little bit about the price. It's £5 or $5 or €5, cheaper than the other expansions. Although I think it has much more content attached to the expansion. What do I mean by this? So if you purchased Path of Fire, all the content that you had would be the Path of Fire expansion, right? If you're a new player right now and you buy Path of Fire, you don't have access to Living World Season 4. Although, for us, it is connected. We're going to talk about the errors of Guild Wars 2 in a couple more minutes, but yeah, that's actually more pound for your money, I think. This is more content for your money, which is good. I think this is good. It streamlines the way the game is monetized as well, which is so much better for new players. I'm really excited about this expansion, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I really hope we have some sort of beta or open beta for everyone, like they did with Heart of Thorns. I really like the betas that they did for Heart of Thorns, where they just gave us Verdant Brink to explore. I really hope that they do something like that. I really hoped. Okay, so that's Secrets of the Obscure, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped, pretty excited. Can't wait to see it. Now, let's talk about End of Dragons, shall we? Now for End of Dragons, I'm actually curious to know what you guys think, because I do think that End of Dragons is probably, if not definitely, the best Guild Wars 2 expansion we've had so far. And I know some of you might disagree, some of you might think I'm crazy, some of you may even point your spiky torches at me, but I really stand by that, and I'll prove my point, or I'll make my case, even if I don't convince you. So let's start with maps and metas. Let me just go to OBS here, because for some reason I forgot to take the YouTube. There we go. So, coming back to the conversation about End of Dragons, I really do think End of Dragons is the best Guild Wars 2 expansion we've had so far. And let's start with something that I think most of us will agree on, and then I'll jump straight up to something that I think most of you will not agree with me on. And then maybe we can start having some conversation about it. So first off, I think that the best metas in the game are the End of Dragons metas overall. Not every single meta is in End of Dragons is better than the other metas. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying overall in the package, End of Dragons does offer the best metas. Simply by having Dragon's End, it's completely irrefutable to go against it. Dragon's End is the best, and probably will be the best for a long time, the best meta in the game. It is a miracle that they've managed to pull that off, in my opinion. The way that they've tried to do metas before, where they try to split us apart between groups, and try to do
restrain her!
Split us up.
She's tearing out her feathers, for God's sake.
That is more for themselves than for us, because I think it's easier for them to balance an encounter that has less players per boss or per lane than an amalgamated of players in fighting the same thing. Just look at the way that they did Kralkatori with the different bosses at the midpoint of fighting of making the wounds on Kralk. Think about as well the what was it called? The Mothermoth fight, the Mouth of Mothermoth. Is it the Mouth of Mothermoth? When you fight in Dragon's Den against the Mouth of Mothermoth, you're not fighting all on the same platform. You're fighting on different platforms, 8 of them or 9 of them, I think. So they always try to split you up, and that's very clever on their part, because they're trying to manage resources, and that way players don't need to load everyone's character and everyone's combos and everyone's meals and mounts and so on and so forth. Although, when you look at Dragon's Den, they didn't do that. They said, okay, everyone from the crystals onward, you're all going to be together. They do have the moments where they do split you up for the bosses between phases at 20 and 60%. That's really irrelevant. It's like 30 seconds for each of those bosses. It's really not relevant towards like a 20-minute fight against Suwon. Yeah. So you have like 1 minute which you split up, and 15 to 14 minutes, which is usually the normal time that it takes to kill Suwon. So I do think that meta is geniusly implemented. I'm just wondering about, but I'm actually gonna just go grab my Jade Renaissance. They were actually very, very good and very courageous, and I think in a way very ingenious with the way that they did this, because it's not just 60 possible players in one spot fighting one boss. It's also
that looks valuable.
The amount of detail that the encounter has. It's raining, it has void in the sky. Suwon will envelop the entire Harvest Temple in water. So it is really something that they did very, very well. And Suwon is well, we all know Arena for doing great animations for gigantic dragons, but Swan is smooth as hell. I don't think we've ever seen a smooth ass dragon as that. Not even Prophet Toric whilst flying in the Living World Season 4.
That looks valuable.
So I do think that metas overall, and we're just talking about dragons in here, guys, but we can talk about the Echo Vaults meta as well. I love the one-shot clap. I think everyone loves that one-shot clap. Just to see how many of our folks will go down this time. It's a fun meta. The outposts are not the best part, but I do prefer the outposts to the new kind of pre-events. And I gotta say, nowadays, the way the game is structured, I think every map should have a pre-event. The same way Saitan Province has.
That looks valuable.
Any End of Dragons map has. Except Gale of Delves, but Gale of Delves is on its own timer. It doesn't have a timer attached to it. It's by the player base at most forward, so it doesn't count. It's a little bit weird. But I do think overall these 5 maps are better than anything that in the package, right? Remember, guys, I'm talking overall in the entire package. So I do think that End of Dragons 4 or 5 maps actually are better than the Heart of Thorns 4 maps that we got, and even included the Living World Season 3 stuff. Because I do think that the end of Dragons era is about to end, right? With the launch of Secrets of the Obscure, the end of Dragons era is ending and closing. Although, how would you define the rest of the Guild Wars 2 eras, or the previous eras? So, I found this. It wasn't defined by me. I'm not the first one to set it up. I think I've heard this from Wooden Potatoes, another YouTube channel for Guild Wars 2. A great one, by the way. And the eras that I see in Guild Wars 2 is the core, which is from the launch, Season 2, Season 1 and Season 2. And then you have the Art of Thorns era, which is Art of Thorns in Season 3. Then the Path of Fire era, which is a big one. It's Path of Fire Season 4 and the Ice Boot Saga. And last but not least, the End of Dragons era, which is right now up till this point, since the End of Dragons launch. And if you look at it, in terms of content, Path of Fire does have lots. It's like 5 maps for Path of Fire alone, then 6 maps for Season 4, and 3 more maps for Ice Boot Saga, so that's more than 15 maps, I think, or around 15 maps. 5, 6, 11, plus 3, yeah, 14 maps for Path of Fire. But during this era, the first part of the Path of Fire was really good, the second part is forgettable, right? And there wasn't much quality to it, not even in group content, which is sad. We didn't have a single fractal released during the Ice Boot Saga, right? The only fractal that we get was just before the End of Dragons release, and it was the somewhat peak fractal, which I do consider the start of the End of Dragons era, because we didn't have anything else released in terms of content between those two releases. So basically the beginning of End of Dragons is with that fractal, with the Sunken Peak, and it ends with a fractal, with the Silent Surf fractal right now, which makes perfect sense in the game, and I really enjoy it. And it's weird to think that Soto will start with 2 strikes but no fractal, because we are still gonna get the challenge mode for the previous one, for the Silent Surf, which is quite funny. Let me just see what events are up. Oh, chapter is about to go up, so let's just change characters here. Now, comparing it to Path of Fire in terms of metas, it's not even. Come on, guys. The only Path of Fire meta that I think it's enjoyable, it's the Pinata, and it's because it takes 30 seconds. So, yeah. You do have good metas, but I don't do them. Let's be honest, guys. At what time? Yeah, let's see what time. So, Forge with Fire, it's at the same time as Pinata. Serpent's Fire is at the same time of Jack Garrett and Farrier. In fact, it's the same time with just Chuck Garrett. The Octavine is the same time as with the Mozart. So these are the 3 other metas that I do enjoy in Path of Fire. Compare the timers, man. Like, it's unfair to Path of Fire. And now if you even look with End of Dragons, it's even crazier. Like, do you think I would rather do Forge with Fire or Kinda in Blackout? I'm doing Kinda in Blackout every single day. You think I'd prefer to do Serpent's Fire or Gang War? I'm doing Gang War every single time. Do I even need to talk about the battle for Jade Sea? I don't think. Overall, metas and of Dragons knocks it out of the park. I don't think we're at or maybe we are. I definitely hope we are to go beyond that, beyond the End of Dragons quality. But it's hard, man. It's gonna be really hard for them to top it off. I really hope they do, though. And that's just in terms of metas. Let's talk about other game features, other game design choices. Let's talk about I want to jump straight into elite specs. Let's talk about Master Esports. So Heart of Thorns did have a pretty hard job, and that's why it came a little bit bludged and scuffed and incomplete or unfinished, as some community may say. So Heart of Thorns was amazing at launch. It was hard as hell. Everybody enjoyed it, although it was bought. It wasn't a finished product, and we could all see that there was some pieces missing, and they are still missing to this day. Like the 4th lane, the bottom, the true bottom lane for the dragons. That's just one example. It is a little bit sad to see that from such a high quality expansion in terms of open world stuff. But they're masteries, man. They're masteries.
It'll fetch a nice price.
Yes, the glider is good. Yes, jumping mushrooms are cool. But everything else is forgettable, and it doesn't really matter at all. You won't even bother with it. So I do think that skips, fishing, and siege turtling are much more impactful to the game than the actual other masteries besides gliding. I think gliding is one of the best masteries in the fucking game. Gliding and the mounts are top notch because you're not just unlocking something, you're improving it. And the skiffs did the same thing. I enjoyed it, but the skiffs didn't bring as much impact as gliding. Like comparing the masteries from Heart of Thorns to End of Dragons, the only one that might win is gliding. The other one, I'll give it to End of Dragons for sure. Now, comparing to Path of Fire, it's completely unfair to any other expansions because Path of Fire are the best masteries so far. It's not even fair to compare. You have so good masteries from the Raptor to the Sky Scale. This is amazing, and I definitely hope we get another similar type of expansion where it just gives like 2 or 3, maybe 4. Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Imagine nowadays, guys, getting 4 new mounts in an expansion like we did with Path of Fire. You would be excited for those masteries, let me tell you. Now, the problem with the Path of Fire era, obviously, is the second part, which is the Icebrood Saga, and let's not talk about it. I'll try to avoid talking about the Icebrood Saga as much as I can. I'll touch it on some of my favorite stuff, because I don't want to be flaming. I don't feel like flaming today. Let's take it easy, shall we? But yeah, I do think that End of Dragons does win the competition in terms of masteries without counting fire, just against Heart of Thorns. But yeah, that's like really good. I gotta say, the End of Dragons masteries were really good. I did enjoy them. The Jade bot stuff is cool because you have zip lines and batteries and the rescue protocol. That's all fine and dandy. I like it. Okay, next one. Is it time? Is it time for elite specs? Maybe it is. Yeah, let's talk about elite specs. I'll leave the lore, for the next one. But man, oh man, is it unfair to compare elite specs? So I'm not gonna compare every single class in each expansion. Maybe not today. Maybe in the future, comparing different elite specs in tiers. That would be fun. But now let's just stick to the overall package, as we've done with the previous features. If we look at the package that Path of Fire offered, it is really strong. It is a strong ass hand. Not so much for Out of Thorns though. I'll say you this, and I'll tell you what. Hot Thorns was very, very hyped towards elite specs because they were the first elite specs. I do think that nowadays, if you would tell warriors, imagine that no Heart of Thorns doesn't exist, but you have the elite specs from Path of Fire and from End of Dragons. Now for Soto, they would announce that the next weapon for warrior would be the torch, or that the next weapon for the elementalist would be the warheart, or that the next weapon for the revenant is the shield. Wouldn't you guys feel a little bit disappointed? I think that the reception to it would be more or less the same it is right now with Soto. I don't think there's that much hype for the elite specs of Heart of Thorns as they were for Path of Fire. I think Path of Fire were the most hyped ones, and with a reason, because they were the most powerful ones by far. It seemed pretty incredible how powerful the elite specs of Path of Fire were, and that's because they were intended to be more powerful than the previous elite specs of Thorns. And with End of Dragons, they just tried to reach Heart of Thorns balance, which I think it's acceptable, and to be honest, it is the most desirable outcome of elite specs in my opinion. Okay, but let's talk about not just like that. Let's really go a little bit deeper into this, because I do think that Path of Fire does come up with a strong hand, but I don't think it beats End of Dragons. Yeah, maybe Firebrand is better than Willbender and more fun to play. Yeah, but let's think about the others, shall we? Now, I'll tell you what. I do love my Weaver, and I've played Weaver since Path of Fire launch. I love Weaver. Although, when I started playing Catalyst, I hated Catalyst. Nowadays, I fucking love Catalyst. And I'm not much of an enjoyer of Weaver anymore. So, I'll tell you what, this is how I feel about 90% of the classes that I've played with End of Dragons Elite specs. I've grown more fun to them than the Path of Fire ones, but it took me longer to reach that. So I do think that these elite specs are harder to master, but are much more enjoyable and more fun once you get the hang of it. I'll give the example that I'm with right now. I think Bladesworn is a perfect example. Probably the best elite spec to come out of End of Dragons, so that may be a little bit unfair. Yeah, you're probably right. But Bladesworn is so freaking fun, but it's so hard to master. It's not as easy to master as a Berserker. At least for me, it didn't feel like it. It felt very weird to stop for 5 seconds or 3 seconds if you have quickness. Stop 3 seconds to charge an attack. You don't do auto attacks, you don't dodges, you don't. It was very tricky to nail that. Now I love that aspect of the class, actually, of the elite spec. So I do think there's some pros and cons, and definitely some discussion to be had about what's the best elite spec package, the Path of Fire or the End of Dragons ones. But I'll tell you what, since the End of Dragons came out later, so they were a little bit more limited in the amount of options that they had, or even in the creativity that they had, because they already ran out of some of those ideas with previous elite specs. I do think they came out pretty strong with End of Dragon specs. And if they announce elite specs again, I'll be pretty fucking excited again, because I don't doubt that they'll make them tricky as fuck to play, but once you get the hang of it, I think it will be fun as hell. I mean, this game is fun as hell. Now let me see, there's no one here because I've missed the event, and that's just how we start this shit, isn't it? Oh man, it's good to be back on streaming. I miss missing events. Can I get into a map? Oh, that's a key size 4. I don't. So, can I get into this one? Oh, that's 2. Maybe I can get into this one. Let's try. But yeah, so that's elite spec. I do think End of Dragons is very respectable in terms of the elite specs in it, bro. We managed to get it. Let's talk about story-wise. Are all done? Oh shit, they're all done. It's fine, we'll just get them in. Aren't all done? Yeah. And, oh yeah, they're just grabbing the caches. Makes sense. So I'm not getting the reward then, because I haven't touched a single chuck here. Oh, that is sad. That is sad. What do we have next? I know we have Balatari, but I don't think we have Fire Elemental. I haven't done Fire Elemental in a while. But yeah, let's talk about story. Story-wise, I'll tell you what, the problem is always Path of Fire. If there is gonna be a discussion about whether End of Dragons is or isn't the best Guild Wars 2 expansion, I think it will always contend with Path of Fire. Because Path of Fire came out swinging. Path of Fire was really strong and very consistent with with a release schedule as well. So they are very respectable in regards to the POF release and to the POF era. It was overall a very good experience. But let's talk about story. Well, there's a few moments that will leave you scratching your head, especially the decision to kill Vlass in the first 30 seconds if you see him. Especially making the choice to have something from the gods, but not really an answer. Like, Boromir was awesome, but she didn't give us much info, in my opinion. So there's definitely some really cool ass moments. Let's just name a few. The first fight with Balthazar in Path of Fire, think about this in Path of Fire. The second fight with Balthazar, you die, was amazing moment. You see Flower Joker in the Dead Realm, that was also amazing. But then the end of the... I do like the last battle, but the end where you try to convince the Awakened and all of that shit, I'm not really a fan of it, and I really would have liked for something a little different. I'm trying to think about what's the best cutscene. I do think it's the Balthazar death. Yeah, the best cutscene from Path of Fire, it's the Balthazar's death, where he just starts crumbling into magic, which is amazing, and the entire thing of him collapsing and the top of the pyramid just erupting with magic and Prophethoid and Elite absorbing all of that. That was really cool. That was pretty fucking neat, gotta say. I actually missed that scene. I should give it another watch sometime soon. But yeah, it isn't just great moments that Path of Fire delivered, but also some pretty funky ones as well. I did not enjoy a single bit. Let me be pretty bleak about this. I didn't enjoy it at all. The entire sequence that you go and destroy the sphere, I do understand that it's a decision that you're gonna regret in season 4, and it's like a callback, but there was no fucking need to. And I think that destroying the blood sphere, the first blood sphere, was just a terrible decision in terms of storytelling, in my opinion. It would have been really cool, or much cooler, if we had kept the sphere and would use it instead to draw Balthazar out, and he would kill us, like the second fight. He would kill us and get the spear, and that's his machine is powered by the Dragon's Blood Spear. I think it would be much better in terms of storytelling. That's just a little caveat in the Path of Fire. But it sticks with me almost as much as the Staff of War, but again, the Scepter of War, sorry. The Scepter of War plotline is also a pretty weird one that I do hope to get addressed with the Wizard's Court. Like, if not them, who? Dermot Priory is the only one that can tell us something about the Scepter of War and nothing. So now it's up to the Wizard's Court. We'll see about that. But yeah, comparing End of Dragons to Art Thorns, it's a little bit unfair. I did enjoy the Air's death scene. It's one of the best death scenes in the freaking game, in my opinion. It's that and all more. I mean, even to this day, it impacts the commander's psychology effect, so it is really good. I did not enjoy, though. Oh my god, the endings. Why do they fuck up the endings? The last battle with Mordramoth was much better than the battle against Zaitan, but it wasn't cinematic at all. It missed that wow element, that what the fuck is going on element, and I think that was really due to that expansion. That expansion needed it, especially with that meta that you have. And that actually reminds me, I've been watching a lot of Preach. Preach is a streamer, and he's an MMO streamer. He plays a lot of games, and he has been playing Guild Wars 2. He's up to End of Dragons now, so he catched up a lot. But it made me smile when I saw that we share a lot of the same impressions about the story of the game. But End of Dragons knocks it out of the park, man, in terms of story-wise. I think the beat-to-beat moments may be a little bland. Yeah, maybe. But it's better overall than what we had, unless you're counting Season 4 into it. I think Season 4 is the strongest the story has ever been. And End of Dragons reaches that level. And it made me actually ponder if I do prefer End of Dragons or Season 4. But I do prefer End of Dragons, to be honest.
It's over.
Palawa Joke is a great character, and it's a great villain. But Anka, man, Anka was really good. The entire New Kainang and the entire Canton culture was
All heat expelled.
So well established within the plot lines. I loved it. And the way they intertwined with it, like with the main plot of Swan. The entire thing about the Zaitan wave, and it was poetic storytelling, and it was top-notch writing from Marine, in my opinion. That was really good. But yeah, that's... I think that was it. Let me just check here. Yeah, that was basically the thing. Oh, obviously rewards. Um, in terms of rewards, let's be a little bit honest here. Guild Wars 2 doesn't know how to tackle rewards yet. I think the Vault is actually the first system that we're seeing to tackle. And I do hope that the Vault doesn't drop you an insane amount of unidentified gear. I do hope that the Vault drops you stuff that you do want, and some materials. Not bags to open to have equipment to salvage to the equipment. I mean the materials itself. Because Arena nowadays, they've actually been quite smarter about it, and I think that the what's it called? I can't remember the name of the NPC that stays there, but I know it's the Jade Vault or something like that. But I do enjoy the Jade Vault stuff. It's much more easy, so now you can do... I don't have any statues here, do I? No. But now you can do the End of Dragons metas, and you'll get a statue. And if you get all 4 statues, you can go to the Jade Vault, talk to the NPC, give it the 4 statues per week, and you will be able to buy 5 more boxes of each meta per week. So that's like, so 4 metas, right? Yukine Eng, Saitan Province, Set of All Wilds, and Dragon's End. You can buy 5 boxes of each. That will be 20 boxes of, and I mean 20 loot boxes from those metas. So you may drop the infusion from Dragon's End, or you may drop in a precursor for the Aurene Legendary set. So I do think that they did improve a little bit of the rewards in terms of that in End of Dragons. In Battlefire and they didn't have a clue up. I think they didn't have a clue up until now. Now it's called to Black Rider. That's a difficult squad to deny, but I'm running by myself right now. Thank you for the input.
Ashes and death.
Yeah, I do think the rewards in End of Dragons are much more well structured. Even the Ancient Summoning Stones are much better than that. Are much more well structured. You get 1 from Dragon's End and 5 per week from the vendor. The strike missions vendor is pretty good as well. It's pretty solid. It's not something out of this world, but it's solid. And yeah, I do think the rewards overall have been getting better with End of Dragons than they did with previous expansions. So I'd say End of Dragons comes out on top of that as well. So what else? You want to talk about maps? I do think currently that the best map in the game, not counting metas, just map.
One becomes
The
two.
pure map, the best map in the game, by far, and with the most detail and the most dialogue, open world dialogue, and then ambience dialogue. It's amazing. It's New Kainen. New Kainen is so detailed. It's full of little secrets and little rooms with its own stories to tell, and it's out of this world, man. I do think that people who haven't, let me tell you this, if you're playing Guild Wars 2 right now, and you have all the content, but you don't have End of Dragon, you don't trust the expansion, or you haven't heard good things about it, or you're not convinced, let me tell you, this is one of the best times to get into it, and finish that expansion just before Soto. This expansion was one of the best times to be a Guild Wars 2 fan and a Guild Wars 2 player. I really do think that. It was amazing overall. New players got back into Living World Season 1, which is good. I hadn't played that. I started playing Guild Wars 2 during the free-to-play launch, so I really haven't the experience or the opportunity to experience Living World Season 1 as it came out. When I got into the game, Heart of Stones was about to release. It was pretty weird for me to reach Season 2 and meet new characters that I haven't seen before, and they were talking to me like I had met them before. It was pretty weird. Nowadays, everything makes much more sense for new players. And if even with that big gap, the game grabbed me by the balls and said, you're not letting me go and you're playing me for plus than 5,000 hours, I think nowadays it will do a much better job. So, even if you are not a Guild Wars 2 enjoyer nowadays, if you've left the game and if you're just watching content, I do highly encourage you to often get into it. End of Dragons was amazing. Oh yeah, I said what was my favorite cutscene from Path of Fire. I didn't say what was my favorite cutscene from End of Dragons. My favorite cutscene from End of Dragons. It's gotta be the Anka death. I don't know why that's. I think they either nail it or they don't. And to be honest, Balthazar,
Okay,
a lot
5000.
of Joker.
Now we need to clean up the main spill. Everyone else, keep those Inquest agents away from my golem.
We have on screen. Not the only ones, but the best.
The compact is
I know
sworn.
some of you will cry for Kibble. Let's be honest.
It's not my day. Can someone please kill those things before they spoil everything?
Totally one of my top 10 characters. Until now. Of the game. But the way they showed us his death is a little bit. Nowadays, like at the time that I played it for the first time, I was absolutely in love with it. I adored the T-Wolf deaths and stuff. Nowadays, I'm a little bit more critique about it because I've experienced that. And Anka's that's an icon, man. It's so good. Anka was such a good character. Such a good villain. But yeah, that is actually what I think about End of Dragons. And if the End of Dragons era was or not the best era of Guild Wars 2. I gotta say it was. From 0 to a 10, I would give End of Dragons a solid 8.8, and that's accounting with Gala Delves. A solid 8.8. Yeah. Gala Delves, it's like a nice Fruit Saga situation. I'll be honest, I did like the story. I didn't enjoy much of the map. The map is cool looking, yes, but it doesn't have much to it. I've spent hours and hours. I think I've spent more than 20 hours, I want to say. Maybe 15, at least 15 hours on that map. And I'll be honest, I'd rather go back into a new campaign or re-hear some of those dialogues that are so interesting and full of mystery, some of them. Like, there's so much potential to just get us another expansion with this sort of content cadence, like 3 releases, but 2 maps, and then an extra map during one of those releases. In Temple, because there's so much stuff to talk about. From the Ember, there's like Ember elements. They're the only Ember elements you can see in the game. You can listen to a couple of NPCs talking about and how interesting it is. There's all the thing about the Rise of Palace that you can hear tons and tons of ambience dialogue about.
Remember Ascalon!
End of Dragons map, which is also very interesting. So I do think that there's quite a high possibility that we will go back there. And I do hope that if we do, we get the same quality that we did get with End of Dragons. Now, that's it for the End of Dragons appraisal. Let's shame it a little bit, shall we? The ending. Once again, the ending fucks it all up. The actual ending of the End of Dragons era, it's this little funny, funky interlude. It wasn't easy to hear. Aurina tell me she's leaving. Oh. I talked about this, Aurina. I made a video about it. I fucking discussed it with Short Ring as well. Aurina needed to die, not just I'm leaving. There's no reason for me to leave, but I'm leaving. It's my choice. At least there was that. It was her choice to leave because the world wasn't ready to have another dragon around. I respect that. That was actually a mature decision to make. But I would rather much have Aurina do one of the 2 things. Have the balls to kill her and rip that bandage off. She's too powerful to stick around. That's for sure. So do I kill her or you send it into the mist, or out space, something like that. With some new threat that we're not yet aware of, and she will be dealing with it for an undetermined amount of time, and when we see her again, we would know what would have happened in the meantime. But I do think that just sending her to sleep, it is a very Elder Dragon thing to do. Going to sleep for millennia now, maybe. Oh man, it is lame. It is lame. But yeah, the cycle is reborn, and
Magic
now we know
battery
what it
cell
means.
damaged.
Oh,
Failure imminent.
hibernate.
Excuse me.
Oh no, keep it in. You can do it. That's an
God
order.
damn.
Charge. Cannot maintain. Charge.
Yeah, the hibernation of Doreen. And the people and the dragons.
Fire!
Doreen is actually the last dragon.
Projector activate.
And
Ready?
let's be honest. It's still the boy.
Yes. I'm ready to defeat anything.
Magic lightning rod. Rip him up. That fire elemental will incinerate the whole battle.
Rebound!
Feel the strength.
Back on my channel! Win! Found you!
Dodge this!
Charge.
Pretty good.
Locked. Loaded.
Cooling down!
Think faster.
You will obey.
All set. Reload.
Because you have the entire legendary.
Switching to
set
hollow
already.
mode.
I wield great wisdom.
Not on my watch. Refreshing. Centering.
Through.
The dragon steel.
I watched a really cool show. I don't know if you guys you should look into it. I haven't.
Flash freeze!
Black Mirror.
For
I
great
watched it 2
justice!
days ago. Only the third season out. That thing
Strength of attack! Sharp blade, sharp
is so good.
Soften them up.
Not fair.
TV show game is what I heard about.
Dodge this! Rebound! Force!
Not on my watch. Shake it off. Allow me wounded.
That's the
More
mirror
ammo.
that I used to
Concentrate.
and I got saved.
It'll fetch a nice price. It's over.
It tackles like, if you don't know what it is about, I'll just give you a summary of it without
Deactivating
actually
projector.
telling
Oh
you any
no,
spoilers
my
about
dear
it,
5000. This world didn't.
but it's a TV show about a near future or several. Each episode is totally different from each other, so they're not attached at all or connected at all. But each episode tackles a different possible near future and the day-to-day problems that that future brings, and technology so they do focus a lot on technology and the problems technology may bring, and all of that's associated. And I gotta say, man, that's some golden ass fucking content quality, to be honest. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, and that's what I've actually been up to. I've also been watching One Piece, not as consistently as before, but I'm still trying to catch up to the weeklies. Still a long way to go though. I was actually considering streaming on Kick so that I could watch One Piece with you guys, but I don't think that's a very good idea. It's very, very likely that I'll just get spoilers if I do that. I don't have an active mod that could just keep a lookout for that, so it's quite tricky to do. Oh, by the way, I also recalled the MFC. The first MFC happened, and it was amazing. It was really, really cool. We had a little bit of some technical difficulties for sure, but the event overall went really, really well. I enjoyed it. There was a really good environment to it and really good ambience to it. And if you haven't watched it, go to Noodle's channel, watch the fuck out of it. It was, oh man, like the Mesmer's fight was really good.
We have protected Tarir
Your
for
scenes
over
are
a century.
showing.
It will not fall this day.
Oh,
Such might!
and the next MFC event is already coming up as well, which is quite fun. And today we have the official UFC. So that's gonna be fun as well. Today it's Alex Volkanovski. Always a fighter that I'm quite thrilled to watch. Yeah, things that I want to see. I want to finish Black Mirror before I start The Witcher 3, but I really want to start with The Witcher 3 soon. So I think I'll just devour Black Mirror.
Such might!
Probably.
Aftershock!
I don't know, man. There's my favorite TV shows. I always end up rewatching them because I'll show them to my sisters or family members or whatever. And I'll end up rewatching them. So I don't think if I'll rewatch
Attack
Black
my
Mirror,
target!
probably with my oldest sister. I think this is quite up her alley in terms of theme and everything.
Maximum pain!
Possibly, but yeah, I've heard that the Witcher song is really
Ready? Watch the pain away!
yeah, I'm curious to see how
Center.
Geralt
Feel all set.
fine ass actor. Poor Henry Cavill, man. They literally gave us the best Geralt and the best Superman at the same time. Inspired from or stepped away from both. And not
Kill him!
well, either the studios or the writers.
Barrier up. Good luck.
Nowadays it's probably
Concentrate. Feel the burn! Total concentration. I summon the power of our land.
quickly now. I don't have
Reload. The dragon waits.
Your resolve is weak.
Shroom magic makes big finds. Need more shroom magic? I got plenty.
Oh, at 1%? Oh. Oh no, it's not.
It's over.
It literally seemed like it was
One becomes two.
still like, yeah, we got it. Now the
Grant me
low
your
frame
strength,
rate,
my friend.
because of the amount of, there's a, yeah, right. I heard that these maps have, have the capacity for 120 players,
Through.
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm up. I'm up.
Or is it 90?
Mow him down!
I require
I
assistance.
know the floor maps are 90,
Here's where things get hot.
or world map, or
Concentrate.
maps are 90. One of those.
Ready?
Ready for anything. Rebound!
Yeah, he's still on. Yeah, the
Heat level
the
0.
frame rate was always on
Firing main
all
cannon.
divine.
Render me your strength, my friend.
You know how you can actually improve this? I'll show you. If you want to just get rid of this, you just do this. And that will actually improve it. You just hide all the players' names.
It'll fetch a nice price.
Unsurprisingly, or surprisingly, should I say, it actually improves the frame rate. I don't know why. But less letters, man. Less letters does make it. Does get the job done.
Refreshing.
A bit more of my audio. Is it too low? Too high? What is it? Maybe too low.
Faster!
Maybe that would be a little bit better. I'm actually also trying to not sound too loud. I don't want to scream into the fucking microphone. I'm trying to be a little bit self-aware of how much noise I make.
Better than mood loot.
Mine is too low. Yeah, makes sense. Just give me a second. So if we drop that one just so slightly and we increase this one just so slightly.
Ah, such might.
Should be a little bit better. There we go. Is it good? Are you satisfied now? It's good to see you, mate. Am I getting the infusion? I think I've done this more than 200 times. I haven't done this every single day, obviously. I've done this a lot. These infusions, man, they keep dropping to somebody else, not me. That's for sure.
One becomes two.
Almost there. You can make it a
It'll
little bit
fetch
more.
a nice price.
Just a little bit more. So, what do you think about this? Now that should be a little bit better. I also don't want to overdo it, so I'm trying to be a little bit careful with the audio. It's tricky. If you go too loud, if I scream, then it goes to shit.
It'll fetch a nice price.
I also have the filters, like the noise suppression and such. So that's why the audio may be a little bit lower than usual. And that's why I maybe have to compensate for it. But overall, is the stream smooth as well? Like, I know the FPS is dropped there, obviously, but now is it smooth? Like, am I sluggish, stuttering, anything like that? It's not that I can see. The game audio is good. You can listen to the character crystal clear, but the overshadows my voice. I see. That was actually one of the best ways to tell me what was going on. Thank you very much. Best feedback I could ever ask. Thank you, thank you. So, if I drop the game audio, that should help. I also don't want to make the game totally inaudible. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you hear sounds on the background, yeah, that's my nieces. It's Saturday, so it's good old weekend.
It'll fetch a nice price.
Is it better like this, though? I really hope my voice is much better now. But yeah, End of Dragons, the best Guild Wars 2 expansion to release up till now. Let's see what comes up with Soto, Secrets of the Obscure. I'll be honest, I do enjoy the name Secrets of the Obscure, but the acronym Soto, I don't know why. It reminds me of Star Wars, the Old Republic, isn't it? Soto, something like that. So it's very similar, and it does remind me of that game every single time I say Soto. I don't know why. It just is. Oh, we got some loot. No infusion though. What a fucking surprise, isn't it?
Sweet, sweet treasure.
Also, I would expect the lances to drop with this expansion. It seemingly is not happening. The acronym is kind of meh. Yeah. Back to Twitch. Yes, I'm back to Twitch, but I'm also streaming on YouTube. Multi-streaming today. My attention is on both chats right now. No, I'm kidding. I have I'm using Restream. Apparently Restream allows you to stream on not apparently, but it actually does. I'm doing it right now. It allows you to stream up to 2 channels for free. If you want to get more than that, you have to pay for it, but 2 channels. I just use Twitch and YouTube. That seems fine to me. But yeah, the acronym, I'll be honest, I do like that we're not using 3-letter acronyms anymore, like Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and of Dragons. We're not using the of anymore. I do enjoy that. But Soto, man. Soto. Why not just call it SO? So. It's Guild Wars 2 So. Isn't it worse? Maybe it is. I don't know. Oh god. Oh, it's a tricky one. Secrets of the Obscure, good name, acronym, actually dog shit. Sad. You can't have everything, I guess. But hey, look at End of Dragons. People joked about End of Dragons meaning end of development, so it wasn't the best name that they chose at that time. Everybody was thinking that the game was about to end. Roll the credits. But turns out there's more. Not many years, it's one letter too. Yeah. Doesn't the Elder Scrolls Online release updates with just one word as well? I think it's like Morrowind. Just an example. What's the newest one? Necrom, isn't it? It's just like one word. I don't know. Guild Wars 2 Obscure sounds really cool as well. Just saying. I know everybody likes secrets, but... Oh, there's one exalted chest that I didn't grab. Is this one that's gonna drop me the infusion? Get ready. It was too good to be true. Okay. But yeah, I actually enjoy just Guild Wars 2 Obscure. It sounds dark and edgy as fuck. And I'm into that shit. I'm a Zack Snyder fan, so yeah. What do I want to do next? I might jump into the End of Dragons metas. We're getting into that time of the day where there's gonna be a lot of players doing these. Maybe, yeah. Derv, EOD meta train. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's go back to our Harvestone Portal. But yeah, I do agree. It was too many years with the three-letter idea that they had. And I'll be honest, it wasn't really that good, because if you think about it, the first time that they used it was for Heart of Thorns. And that is actually pretty good, because it's not very telling of what the actual story is about to be. It's intriguing, and it's a good name. It's related to the story in an enigmatic way. Fire works the same way. Balthazar, fire, desert, yeah, seems good. Now, End of Dragons just tells you, like, the whole story plot and the fucking type. No mercy at all. Just, yep, that's what we're gonna do. It's the end of them all. The fucking spoilers in the title. You gotta love them. Oh man, that's top notch right there from reading it. These guys don't mess around. You want to know about what's coming up in this expansion? Yeah, it's the End of Dragons. That's it. Although the worst name for an expansion turned out to be the best expansion, so hey, what do you know? Maybe Soto isn't that bad. Maybe Soto is gonna be really good if we take that into consideration.
Can somebody shut this thing up?
One can hope.
Off switch under its left armpit.
I'm sorry. All manner of power settings, including manual.
Storm, I don't know if you're still there, but if you are, have you seen Black Mirror? Because you saw, oh, what was it called? You saw, it's not Inception. Why the fuck do I keep thinking about Inception? Severance. Yeah, you saw Severance. I advise you to watch and you really enjoyed it. I don't know if you saw Black Mirror yet. Black Mirror is fucking crazy, dog. It's insane. Really good. If you haven't seen it, yo. Oh, you just saw one episode. Oh, you saw the Twilight Zone. It's old. Never seen that one though. Twilight Zone. I'll tell you what. Twilight Zone. No, let me just give a little check here on the web. What is it about? Twilight Zone. A television series about Oh, science fiction, fantasy, and occult. Oh, that sounds cool as fuck. Yeah, it is a little bit older, but... Oh, no, wait. The original release was 2019. It's not that old. And it's from Jordan Peele. Like that meme guy from the sweaty black guy, right? Yeah. Actually, it's the father of Black Mirror. Oh. Oh, that makes me very, very interested in watching it, actually. Look, Black Mirror, the first episode, is weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck. It's like... Yeah, it is what it is. I'll be honest. I wasn't impressed by the first episode either. But I'll tell you what. The second and the third episode are like crazy, dog. Are like crazy good. The second episode is the Black Mirror episode. So it's like the episode that gave the name to the series. It's really good. I think you're gonna love it. And the third one is plain old sadistic and shocking, to be honest. I don't even know what to say about that one. But yeah, I've actually started watching the third season already, and I started watching this series like 2 days ago, so it's not too long. I highly encourage you to continue your Black Mirror journey. You're gonna enjoy it. Oh yeah, folks. Also, Disneyland Paris even has one attraction dedicated to Twilight Zone. I have been to Disneyland Paris, but it was in 2016, so it didn't come out yet. But yeah, I mean, if Disney has an attraction dedicated to it, it's because it was successful for sure. Yeah, I've got to give it a watch. I'll give it a try. Not very soon though. I'm still finishing Black Mirror. But what was that? Oh yeah, folks. If you're not following me, this is my own ad time. If you're not following me, I have 42 followers on Twitch right now. We're almost reaching 50 followers on Twitch, so go to my Twitch channel, give me the follow-up. That will actually help me out a lot to reach the first mark on becoming a Twitch affiliate, which will be actually pretty cool for me. And then on my YouTube channel, man, my YouTube channel has actually surprised me. I haven't uploaded a video in like 1.5 months, maybe 2 months, and I still have 100 views per day. I'm actually pretty fun, and that's why I wanted so much to stream on both platforms, because I really do respect YouTube a lot in terms of the platform and the motivation it has provided me in terms of the quality that the platform is giving me in terms of, I don't know, the user quality. I think it's very, very easy to use, and also much easier to understand their statistics and the view times and everything. I really enjoy it. I do think it's easier for me to determine what's working on YouTube than on Twitch. But yeah, I really wanted to. Oh wait, Storm, why? Wait, Storm, that's my bad. He doesn't have. That bot shouldn't do that to you. He's a mean motherfucker. Let me just unban you. Where is it? Storm Cream, there you are. Now, let's just unban you. I don't know why. Oh, I see. So, wait. There's something on my dashboard of Streamlabs that is blocking URL links. That's interesting. That's because of I chose the minimum protection, maybe? Link protection. Oh, here it is. My bad. Yeah. I've tried to set up 2 different bots during last night, so some things may have slipped. And I hope now At least that part should be fixed. You should be able to use the link again. I hope. Right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, I know. So don't worry about it. The chatbot is just not well set up. But there, I've given you mod privileges, so it can't block you anymore. You're unblockable right now. Enjoy it. Wait, Twilight Zone. Let's actually take a look at this. Wait. Wait, did the actual meta start? No, we have 10 minutes. So let me just mute the game really quickly here. And let's go here and YouTube. Right? Right. And now, there he is. Okay, good. I want to go here. Do we have sound on this? I really hope we do have sound on this. So, but is this the Disney? Yeah, Disneyland Paris. Ride and learn on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. We don't need that. Oh, maybe we do because it's in French, right? Welcome to Hollywood Tower Hotel, a beacon for the show business elite. Lobbies decorated with antiques from European and American flea markets. Oh. The different blocks all say 8.5, the time at which lightning struck the hotel on October 31, 1939. That is weird as fuck. More than 4,000 books lining the library shelves. Disney Imagineers watched each of the 156 episodes of Twilight Zone to capture the atmosphere and the ambience of the 96 TV series. So it happens in the 1960s. Well, Black Mirror happens in a near future possibility. Oh, is this the actual ride? Shit. That's scary as fuck.
Je n'entrerai pas si j'étais vous. I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
Is this so full about the people Damn. Shit, I would pay to go here actually. I would actually enjoy it.
I can't see you. Don't get lost in this dimension.
So it's just not a scary house, it also serves as adrenaline conductor. So it's like a roller coaster, it has adrenaline attached to it.
Je vais vous ramener. I'll get you back. Viens avec moi, allez. Just come with me, come.
The elevator rises to more than 6 meters in height. Jesus. Yeah, but these rides are actually the scariest ones, the ones that take you really high and then just drop you off. Yeah, those ones are scary as fuck. Oh. Actually, I'm just recalling when I went to Disneyland. It's just an elevator, but it's so fast. Yeah, when I actually went to Disneyland. In Paris, they have the Disneyland for kids, like the actual park, but then they have like a behind the scenes part where they show you how they film stuff for movies and shit. And there was a tower there similar to this, but not quite the same thing. And it was a tower where you will go in, you sit on the chairs, and then the platform rises to the top of the tower and then just drops almost until the end. Yeah, right now we are seeing the outside of that park, I believe. Yeah, this is the actual park with the studios. There's actually much more enjoyable stuff to do here than in the actual Disney park, where the castle and the princesses stuff is, in my opinion. But yeah, on maybe this tower is now the actual tower, right? When you are walking outside, you hear the screams. Yeah, yeah. On the I don't know if this is the tower that I saw. Maybe it was a different ride back then, because I don't remember having the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I think it was called different back then. It was in 2016, so I don't know. But I actually saw a father and a child, and like the child was like 4 or 5 years old tops, and he wanted to bring the child along, like to the fucking elevator that climbs really high and then drops down. I don't know at what speeds, but like it was fucking nuts. And the actual security of the ride had to prevent the father from going with the kid, which I don't know how. How do you have in your mind to bring a kid to something like this? Pretty fucking nice if you bring them both. Fascinating driving itself, yeah. And the stomach thing that you feel while going down, it's, oh my god, it's such an amount of adrenaline. It's really unexpected, and I do love these guys too. It's awful. Oh man, it's amazing. How can you say it's awful? It's really cool.
Next time, you might not make it back.
Yeah, I like it.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez récupérer vos effets personnels et sortir prudemment de la salle.
Oh yes, yes. The book
Et nous
is.
espérons que votre séjour Hollywood...
But yeah, actually interested in the Twilight Zone. I'll actually watch it because it deals with the paranormal, and I haven't watched a good paranormal or occult TV show in a while. But yeah, I'm actually pretty fucking thrilled when I go into these parks. I've also gone into what's the one in Sevilla, Spain? I think it's Magic Island, Isla Magica, right? Oh man, they have one of the most scariest elevators I've ever fucking seen. Can I even find something? Oh. Magioka? Wow. My writing is on point. Yeah, this one. Like, this is also one of those that I've experienced, and it was freaking insane as well. Because this one, it's open, right? So you see things every single time. You see the floor right there. It's so fucking crazy. This was actually insane to ride on. Yeah, the feeling is nuts, man. And it goes back up several times. So yeah. But I poor people, I'm just showing them off on my channel. But I actually do enjoy the rides itself. I really hope I'll be able to bring my nieces to some of these parks once they grow a little bit older. I've done a similar in Warner Bros. Dude, I went to Warner Brothers Park, and this is one of the reasons I don't want to bring my nieces just yet. Because I went to the Warner Brothers Park. I was, I think, 6, 7, maybe 7 years old. I know I fucking loved it. I don't recall much of it though. But like I have memories of the Batman show that they gave us. I have memories of the Flintstones roller coaster. It was the first roller coaster that I have ever did. Yeah, it's a bit hardcore for kids, I would say, especially Warner Brothers Park, because you have the Superman roller coaster, which is insane. It's actually fucking insane. I didn't go to that one. I was too young to go to that one at that time. But man, oh man, did I enjoy the Warner Brothers Park. I really did. It's so engraved in my mind. That's insane. I've done it like 5 times. Damn. In the front seat. Jesus fucking Christ. My sister, my mother, and my uncle. I went with my mother and my uncle and my 2 sisters. My little sister was a little bit younger back then. She was like a baby. I think she had like 2 or 3 years old maybe. But it was really funny to see my sister, my uncle, and my mom going on like the Superman and the Batman as well, because the Batman roller coaster, is, if I recall correctly, is backwards, right? You do it backwards, which is also quite funny. Oh man, I would have enjoyed to go to Warner Brothers Park nowadays. The thing is, I don't think I will go there for myself or for my own enjoyment. I will be much more glad to bring my nieces along, because that's, I think they'll enjoy much more the memories than I will. Nowadays, I just prefer to stay home. I don't standing in lines all day just to enjoy like a 5-minute ride. Yeah, it sounded cool as a kid. Nowadays, it sounds a little bit boring.
My village needs help now.
And the rails are on top. You are not pulled in, you are pulled out. Oh shit, I didn't recall that. Oh shit, that's actually insane. Dude, Jesus. Yeah, that, man. And it's funny because Warner Brothers Park, isn't it actually one of the best parks in Europe? Even with Disney on the table? Because I know Disneyland Paris is one of the best parks in the world, but I also know that Warner Brothers makes almost as much money as Disneyland Paris. If I do recall correctly. When you do a loop, looks like you are being spit or puked out. You're probably puking out. Yeah, I can see that happening actually. Jesus, but the thrill, man, the thrill must be insane. The thrill must be really good. I actually, yeah, I would like to go on one of those rides. By the way, I just noticed, for some reason, I am able to stream at a higher quality on Twitch than on YouTube, apparently. I'm streaming on Twitch with... Oh shit. Wait, what's this? Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. So, on YouTube, I'm only getting 720p for some reason. But yeah, I actually had one problem in one roller coaster. My guard opened up. Jesus, that is scary. There's some of these folks that are really like the instructor or the securities of those rails, of those rides. Some of them like to be funny or act funny and pretend you're not well secured. That always gets me, to be honest. I'll be fucking honest. I'm a bit of a pussy there, but safety first, mates. If it's not right, if he says it's not right, I actually think it's not right. It may be saying it with a smile on his face. I won't be fucking laughing. Let me tell you, it's my life on the line, motherfucker. Don't fucking say that it's. Oh, it's. Wait. It's not stuck yet. You need to tighten it, and then the thing fucking starts. Yeah, that always scared me. And that actually happened once that I can recall. I'm sure it happened more times than that. But isn't it weird that there isn't... I know this sounds really bad, but isn't it weird that we don't have more roller coaster incidents? Like, those things are pretty tight, aren't they? When was the last time that we heard about a roller coaster breaking down and or malfunctioning and actually putting lives at risk? I don't recall the last time that happened, or that came onto the news.
You got me.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that.
Don't get burned.
They're pretty safe. Unless you're below the height, the recommended height. Because that way, if you're like Short Wing, who's just half a man in terms of height, you probably won't even get in. because you split through the seat belts or something. Oh god. Imagine Zura riding a roller coaster or trying to. You can't go, mate. You're too small. Would Azuras find kids roller coasters as adrenaline filled as humans would with normal roller coasters? That is the question, isn't it? Would Gary enjoy a kid's roller coaster as much as Logan would enjoy a Kravkatoric-based normal roller coaster?
I channel rock and soil.
And to be honest, I think anytime, even just the carousels, Gorik would be into that. Gorik sounds like a kid sometimes. I've had the same feeling with Luffy from One Piece very recently. Like, I just learned, or a couple of days, I just learned that Luffy's age is 17 years old in the anime. Or at least where I'm at. And it does sound much more childish than 17, to be honest. I wasn't that childish at 17. But hey, it's anime, it's mainly targeted for kids, so it's understandable.
Centering. Faster.
Supportive Earth.
Sorry, I don't usually get to see justice served.
Oh god.
Anyway, I'll take care of the rest of this.
Secrets of the Obscure. Can't fucking wait, man.
Wouldn't mind sending a few more.
It's gonna be funny to see the crazy stuff that people come up in terms of builds. I want to see a fucking... I know this sounds weird, but I want to see a fucking double dagger staff. Spellbreaker. I think the sustain on that would be pretty fucking cool, and probably the CC as well, if it works as the staff on the Revenant. Staff on the Revenant is quite cool. I like it. Especially for World as well. It's very useful. Lots of CC. Tons of blocks. Good cunning plans. A powerful auto attack combo. So yeah. I hope Warrior does get the same treatment as the Rev with the staff. I certainly hope not as the Thief though. The Thief stuff is... Oh, brr. The Thief stuff is very, very boink. Well, it does fit Warrior though. Right? Warriors are all about boink and me hit stuff, stuff breaks, me win. But I think we all do or would appreciate more support targeted weapon for Warrior right now. We have enough of one hitters.
Keep running. The law always catches up, you moochers. Look at this mess. No time to deal with it now. Check this out. They just left it here.
They just
If they're
left
gonna
it
steal
here.
our things, I don't feel bad borrowing it. Let's see here.
Are you a thief
I
if you
push
steal from a
this,
thief?
hit this button. There we go. Oh, listen to that purr. I'll meet you up ahead. Whoa, this thing's fast. These are a danger to the public, not to mention a noise violation. Stop them!
But now I'm just realizing what you said, Storm. How would you just holding to your own body weight? Isn't it like the force of the speed makes your weight much harder to resist? It doesn't increase your weight, but the force of the speed. I'm not a great physicist, so I don't actually know. I'm just using my brain a little bit here. Trying to think about the physics of it. You must have had some sort of sport, no? Damn. I would be fucking shitting my pants if that would happen to me. Imagine just standing on a roller coaster and holding your own weight. That thing was my support.
You're kidding, right?
What thing? The guard? Like the seatbelt? But if it did open up a little bit. Oh! Now I get it what you mean. Yeah. Oh shit, that is scary. So you were just... Oh shit. Because you have the iron guards, right? And then you have the leather seatbelts or the silk seatbelts, right? On roller coasters, usually it's like that. And I suspect you lost the metal guard, or it came loose, because they do tend to stuck once they're locked. And yours probably didn't get or opened up. That is scary as fuck, man. Jesus. I don't know if I would ever... Did you go again afterwards? Just the front guard, like the open elevator, you just... Yeah. The front guard, exactly. Wait, but... Did you went again afterwards? Please tell me you didn't. I know you're crazy enough to do it. But god damn it, Storm. Please tell me you didn't. No. Ah, good. Jesus fuck. Imagine saying to the guy, hey, the thing was a little bit loose. It came off.
I take it you're the law.
Wait.
Or some
What the fuck?
Excuse me. As an official of
Wait.
the Ministry of...
What?
I'm explaining myself.
I've
Get
never
him.
seen this one before. Oh, a new bug. Oh, I gotta love it. Oh, I gotta love it. Bug Wars 2. Secrets of Campa. Here it is. You guys didn't know, but it released already. This is the archipelago, guys. We're gonna have on the August 22nd. As you can see, that's players fighting with their sky skill because they're in midair. Oh my god, what is going on here? Jesus. And actually, it's funny because the skimmer is not as if it's walking above water. It's going very slowly as if it's on land. Oh my god, am I above the entire, like below the entire map and I can't get up? Nah, that must be weird.
What do we have here? I have had it with these undue surprises.
Oh my god, this is the beach. How am I gonna get out of here? Oh, come on. I'm a sand shark. Yeah. I'm a fucking sand shark and you guys didn't know. It's also a new tonic. It gives you the privileges of going underground. I know I can just waypoint out of this, but I'm enjoying it. Let's go check the Aetherblade base. Because it's inside the mountain, right? Perhaps. Oh shit, am I stuck? Oh, I think I'm stuck. Oh, I think I got stuck. Ah! This is the end, guys. Oh, maybe not. Maybe taking off the skimmer is the solution. How the fuck did I get into this? This is ridiculous. I love it. So the base is over here. If the base is over here. And I think it's funny that the skimmer, I tried to push it down, like to go inside the water. It doesn't go. Oh, am I getting out? No, I'm still underground. Oh man, I just wanted to reach a body of water, but hey. Seems like I had to TP. Bug Wars. You gotta love it. That was actually a new one. Never saw that one before. What were we talking? Oh yeah, the front guard. Like, imagine you were talking to the guy afterwards, and you would just say, "Yeah, my front guard came off," and yeah, can I go again? And the guy was just like, "This fucker wants to die for sure." This fucker's trying to kill himself in the roller coaster, man. I heard about I think it's the Twin Dragons in Japan. I think it's a roller coaster as well. Or at least I think that's what it's called. But I've seen videos of it. The Twin Dragons. It's like 2 roller coasters. And they how do you say it? They see each other because the roller coasters are side to side. But they are not going like the same direction. They're going on different directions. So you pass each other on high speeds and on opposite directions. And it's quite funny. It can be quite funny. I can see that being really as funny. You can spit on someone while they're passing by. Yeah, I'm an evil bastard, but hey, that's just something that came up to my head. Imagine someone passing by on the other roller coaster and just like, hey, here's my chips, grab them. Oh, by the way, we are still recruiting folks, if you're still interested. We are recruiting folks for statics. Both the squad statics for 10-man content and the fractal static for 5-man content. We are doing CMs for fractals. We are doing the fractal CMs. We haven't even touched the Shattered Observatory yet, but we have done Sunko Peak and Nightmare together, so that's a start. Our next objective is obviously Arc, but in terms of 10-man's content, we've done all of the End of Dragon strikes, no CMs yet, but I do intend to start some raids as soon as we have the 10 folks, like constantly. Like, those are the 10 gamers that I can count on every week. That's when we start doing raids and raid progression. Because I do want to go for my raid legendary trinket. Since now I don't need the legendary armor.
I'm sorry. What? Swiped it from their officer. Seemed useful.
My strength increases.
It lives.
It'll fetch a nice price.
Yeah, don't mind my inventory. It's a mess. I'm doing a lot of legendaries at the same time. And not just that, I have tons of achievements to do. And not just that, especially on this character, I have tons and tons of fishing supplies here. So this inventory on the warrior is a total mess. But I promise you, it will be fixed someday. Not now, though. Not today. Someday. Probably before the expansion releases, I do tend to empty my inventories. Oh my god, dialogue overlap is obnoxious here.
Refreshing. Calm before the storm.
By the way, this is a weird one, right? Because we're in the middle of the boss. But hey, look at that. I have vision. I do have vision already. I completed it during this time that I wasn't online. I haven't been streaming. It was quite unfortunate to complete it that way. But hey, that's life. Sometimes shit happens. And I'll be honest, it was a little bit easier than I thought. But it took me a little bit more time than I expected. Does that make sense to you guys?
You're seeing things.
So I expected it to be harder to get. Like there was some sort of challenge to getting this sort of legendary. But there isn't. It actually just takes a lot of patience, like the other one. There's actually no legendary besides the raid ones that require any skill. Congrats, thank you very much. It's my third legendary trinket. We're halfway through the trinkets. Then all we have left is all weapons except ads, and all the armor sets, or all the armor pieces except 2 armor pieces from the medium armor, and also all the sigils and all the runes, and now also the new sigil. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm so close to finishing, I can taste it. Yeah. I'm not doing shit on this boss because he has the shield. Fucking shield is active. And there was a guy that, like in one of the metas, I do tend to interact a lot with the chat. Not much on streams, because I'm more concerned about the stream chat than the game chat. But when I'm playing off stream, I do tend to look a lot at the game chat, and I do tend to talk with the squad and with the gamers in the map chat. And there was actually one guy who said, well, if you play since launch, it's very easy for you to have everything in the game. I immediately refuted. I'm not playing since launch, but I immediately refuted. And before I even could send my refute through the chat, there was already like 5 or other guys refuting as well. Like, actually, I've been playing since launch, and I don't have even half the legendaries. And I was like, yeah, and it was a new player. He had like 100 mastery points, so I'm sure you can have much legendaries if any at all. But yeah, it's funny to see like the perspective that maybe new players have on legendaries. They may get the impression that it's very easy to fully gear a character to legendary. It's not, guys. It's like a lifetime goal. And I'm not saying that once I get it, I'm gonna stop playing, but it is such a grind. I won't be done anytime soon, so I'll be sticking to this game for a long while. Although I've been playing a lot New World. New World is actually much better now, to be honest. I did play New World 3 months after it launched, because I got it at a discount. And I'm actually really happy that I got the game, because I've been enjoying it.
Total concentration.
Especially these last few weeks. The season 1, I think it's Fire something. I actually don't recall right now. It's too many names and stuff to memorize. But yeah, the season 1 of New World has been amazing. It has given me stuff and goals to pursue that have been making me come back to the game more often than I expected. Oh man, this boss, Brainiac, why are you taking so long? Like, you need to die. Ivan wants his revenge. Also, if you're a fan of Guild Wars 2 and you haven't watched Reach react to Guild Wars 2, I highly encourage you to. He's a WoW mainly streamer, but he's been playing a lot of other MMOs. And he's got into Guild Wars 2 a couple months ago. He's on End of Dragons, halfway through End of Dragons, I think, right now. Or about to reach the halfway point of End of Dragons. And I've gotta say, I've been loving watching that dude enjoy the game so much. It's really, really good and fun. Oh, we're gonna have a Leviathan here. Ancient and Grease form, really good, really powerful. I need it. Are we gonna get a Leviathan? Is Levy up? I don't think Levy is up, because most players just went straight to New Kinetic. So I don't think Levy is up. Nope, Levy is not up. We go to New Kinetic. I've gotta say, I do expect that in Soto, Secrets of the Obscure, I do expect to only see one or two characters return from the main crew, from the Dragon's Watch crew. I don't expect to see Gorik. I think this End of Dragons plot was mainly about Gorik. I don't think we're gonna see much of Gorik on this expansion, if any Gorik at all. I think we will see Zoja, most definitely. She's been teased all over the official website for the release. So I think Zoja is a certainty. I also think Casimir is a certainty because of the Extra Life questline that actually told us that Casimir is part of the Astral Ward, or the Wizard's Court, whatever they're called. But I don't expect to see many more. Perhaps Ritlock, because we haven't seen him in a while. But I really doubt that we will see, because I do think the arena is trying to start not like a new, but start really fresh for new players and don't carry any luggage. I've talked about this with Storm before and with Shortwing as well here on the channel, and I do think that arena is really trying to avoid luggage, story luggage for new players. I think they're trying to target a more, I wouldn't say younger audience, but I would say a different audience than End of Dragons. At least the way they're marketing the expansion, it speaks to me that they're targeting a more Guild Wars 1 based audience. Why do I say this? I say this because the story does seem to turn a little bit grimmer, and we're back to Guild Wars 1 days where there's no dragons anymore, right? And that was one of the biggest strengths of Guild Wars 1 compared to Guild Wars 2. They did different stories, and each expansion would be very well fitted for a new player to get into. And I do think we're getting back into that sort of expansion route for Guild Wars, at least the IP. And I gotta say, I saw these rumors about, look, there's two rumors going on about what's the next ArenaNet project, and let's talk about it. Let me just say that the two rumors that I've heard are about an isometric RPG, so something like Last Epoch, Path of Exile, or Diablo, or and this one, the isometric RPG, is not confirmed to be in Guild Wars 2 IP. It's not Tyria related. Confirmed. It's not confirmed to be. So we don't know if it is or if it isn't. But the other rumor is that there is a card, TCG game, a trading cards game, based on the Guild Wars IP. So it would be something like Hearthstone, Gwent, Magic the Gathering, some sort of like that, but in Guild Wars. And I'll be honest, the isometric one, I love the idea. I think it would be fucking awesome to see ArenaNet start something new, and I actually would prefer new IP, and I'll tell you why. Guild Wars IP is very, very fragile at the moment, especially if you take into account the naming of the games that they've released. Guild Wars 1 wasn't about Guild Wars, okay? Guild Wars 2 isn't about Guild Wars. And if they release, like, the Guild Wars 2 isometric RPG, I bet you it's not going to be about Guild Wars as well. So, I do think that they should stray away from the Guild Wars naming it, at least. If they're going to do something Guild Wars IP related, I would call it something like Tyria or something entirely different. The same goes for Guild Wars 3 if it happens or if it isn't. Well, I mean, it is. It definitely is. I'm sure, not like a Guild Wars 3, but I'm sure some sort of new MMO is being worked at, or even an MMO project is being worked at ArenaNet. I don't think, and I do say this about ArenaNet, Blizzard, Kakao Games, ZeniMax, and Square Enix. I do think the main MMORPGs right now are already developing the next ones that are coming out. Because you do need a lot of time to develop MMOs. And these MMOs have probably like 10 years at most on them, the best ones. Like Guild Wars 2, I give it like 5 to 10 years of the lifespan. Especially with the competition, because the competition is becoming really, really tight. For years, Guild Wars 2 didn't have a solid competition besides WoW and Final Fantasy. Nowadays, things are starting to turn a little bit different. Especially with Ashes of Creation, the Riot MMO, and stuff like that. Things are getting pretty scuffed for the older MMOs, the ones that turned 10 years old recently. It's gonna be quite interesting to see how the things develop on this. I really hope pay to win doesn't turn into a certainty in MMOs. Or in gaming in general. Fuck pay to win. I'll pay for skins for sure, yeah. I don't mind paying for skins. I'm not paying for fucking fucking power, right? Like, I'm not giving money for power. That's what I mean.
Yes, I'm ready to defeat anything. Fire! More ammo.
It would be actually insane. Like, it is possible. And to be honest, it is likely like the Arena isn't working or stopped working on that MMO project on the layoffs, when the layoffs happened in 2019.
Those rats ran off with half my tech.
But if they did, it's such a dumb idea. Because a studio doesn't survive with one game. A game studio doesn't survive with one game. It starts with one game. It can flourish and prosper with one game. But if it keeps only with one game as a success story, it dies with that game as well. As soon as that game dies, the game company dies as well. And I don't know, I really don't want that for Arena. Because they have talented folks there, especially folks that are involved in the Guild Wars 2 teams. Or have been. I heard that Mike Z, the former game director during the POF times, I heard that Mike Z was actually, or is actually, in charge of Blue Protocol for North America and Europe, for the Western release, which is quite interesting because that guy was really good as a game director. It was, I mean, it was silent, yeah, not very active, not very talkative, or as much open to talk about stuff as Grouch is, but he was a good director. I think he made good choices. I mean, Path of Fire in Season 4 were during news time, so. Don't tell me this is gonna be the last district. This tends to be the first district to be completed. Now it's gonna be the last one? Come on. I know I'm not doing much damage because I'm not paying much attention to my rotation. Jesus fucking Christ. You can do better, please.
Think faster.
Think faster? No, do faster. Oh, I was interrupted there. Unfortunate. Really sad to see.
Calm them.
There we go.
More ammo. Maybe I was the illusion all along. Locked and loaded.
But yeah, I might just go and watch Black Mirror after the stream as well. Because I'm actually getting addicted to that show. I can't wait for the next episode. It's like, because each episode is not connected at all. It's not even the same actors, guys. It's so unique. It's so different from anything that I've seen. It's so good. I'll be honest. Nowadays, it's not... You can do a very good show and not even be that much original about it, you know? You can do a lot of cliche stuff. I'll give you an example, not with a TV show, but with a movie. I do think that The Flash is not a great movie. It's an enjoyable movie. The Flash, it's a superhero movie that released recently on cinemas and has already been out of the cinemas, basically. It's an enjoyable movie, but only because of it uses a lot of cliche stuff to be enjoyable. So, because of the amount of good stuff that we have nowadays at our disposal, I do think it's much easier to be good than to be creative. I don't know, that sounds weird, right? But I think we're falling into that as a society. And to be able to still see TV shows and movies that are not just creative, but fucking amazing as well, I think it's a gift. Nowadays, that's almost a gift. It's so rare. I'll give you another example of a TV show like that, The Boys. You're never gonna get another TV show like that, ever. It's so unique, so bold, so out of the box. I don't think that you're gonna see something like it ever again. It's like when the Lord of the Rings came into the theaters. Never gonna get that quality again of a movie. It's like a once in a generation miracle. Yeah, and I'm just grabbing my buffs here, my overcharges for the DE meta. I tend to grab these right away here, because I just grab the charging stations and I go twice to each protocol, and that gives me 2 hours of each boon in the game. So ridiculous, man. These two combined give you every single boon in the game. I really hope we don't see anything like that in the new expansion. It's one of the low parts of End of Dragons, is the ease of access to boons. Like every fucking class has almost every boon in the fucking game. Look at Catalyst. Catalyst is fucking cancer, man. It has every fucking boon in the game. But Alacrity, but yeah, it's just insane.
Citizens of New Kayun, we have received multiple distress calls from the Napui and Santrion lands. Please send help.
Let's see here. I do need to keep aware that I am running 2 shots today, so I need to check both shots. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, gamers, if this is the first time you're watching me, you can follow me up on both. I don't know if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, but if you follow me on Twitch, you can also follow me on YouTube. If you're following me on YouTube, you can also follow me on Twitch. And if you do wish to help me out and give me a little bit of a tip or a donation, that would help me out a lot. Be sure to do that on the tips right there on the link, which didn't appear for some reason. There you go. Yeah, I know. Look, this is more weird for me than it is for you guys, I think. Because I'm not used to this. I'm really not used to this, doing these sort of ads. But I also need to get some acquaintance to it if I am going to get like an ad. Imagine, let's just give an example. Imagine Raid Shadow Legends tries to give me a sponsorship. Like, I don't have any sponsors, so I would obviously take it, right? But I don't have the experience on how to do those ads, so I think doing ads for myself now is a good way to start and to train for that as well. So yeah, that was my first try. Enjoy it. Oh man. Oh, sorry. Jeez. Yeah, sorry. I know I almost say this every single stream, but I am a little bit sleepy today because it was a long night. I haven't slept much at all because I tried to set everything up for like this morning, and I was really concerned with performance of the stream and everything. So I tried to make the best out of. I tried to make the best. And sometimes I still am not sure if it's good. But hey, we can always improve with next time, so. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, that's all. It's actually one of the most interesting things, or one of the most challenging things as a content creator, is how to balance the offline the time that you're on and the online time that you're on, because you have to balance that very well so that you can give your 100% on both, but balanced. And I'll be honest, I've not done the best of jobs. Look, I've been on content drought on my channel for 1.5 months now, but you know, we keep working towards improving. That's what matters.
Yes, I'm ready to defeat anything. Center, not there anymore. Feel its strength.
Oh, damn. I really love one-shotting like ads with just this skill. So juicy, man. Look at that. It's ridiculous. Do you guys remember when they first announced this? It was doing 400k damage on one hit. Like a full charge hit was doing 400k damage. Now it's doing like 1/4 of it. It's like 1/4 of the damage I was doing before. And it's still overpowered. It's insane.
Adrenaline surging. Think faster.
And I also like one of the skills, like the Dragon Spike Mine, recharges the cooldown on the Dragon's trigger. So you can technically use it twice, but you still have charge. Although the charges do fill up quite rapidly if you're full of buffs like this. And then I can just roll it again. Those folks are trying to flee. I gotta say, this is by far... I do still much enjoy my Spellbreaker and the Berserker, but this is by far my favorite spec for the Warrior. I'm not saying the others aren't good, I'm saying just this is better. Like, gameplay-wise, I think this is much better.
Concentrate.
You have to be... How do I say this? The thematic of the spec itself is to be calm and very disciplined with your weapon, right? That's why you use flow instead of adrenaline or rage, right? You need to be in perfect harmony with your weapon. And I like that because it is true. You need to be very calm. You can't just auto-attack whilst you're charging your dragon trigger, which it's very easy to do, by the way. It's very easy to happen. Like the first, what, 100 hours I played on this, I was constantly canceling my dragon trigger. It's such a hard thing to get into your muscle memory, because it's a long channel of a skill, and there's not many of those on Guild Wars. You have what? Firestorm, isn't it? Or Meteor Shower? I think it's Meteor Shower, not Firestorm. What the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, Meteor Shower on the Elementalist stuff. And that's basically the biggest one.
The dragon
right?
That's all of them.
There's not like another one that charges ammo. So yeah.
Everything is stable. Ish. I'm gonna try to reboot the system, see how the rest of Kaining is faring.
I mean, I gotta say, Bladesworn was probably the best elite spec to come out of End of Dragons. You have strong contenders, sure. Like Harbinger. Harbinger is a fucking menace. I love a good Harbinger. Good Harbinger builds, especially Celestial builds. That thing shines. But Bladesworn is fucking special. Bladesworn is like the Hollowsmith of Path of Fire. Like, Hollowsmith is probably the best designed elite spec in the entire game. Because you do have risk versus reward inside your own spec. You can easily kill yourself in a Hollowsmith, but you can also easily do 40k damage. It's not that hard to do 40k damage on the Hollowsmith. Or, sorry, not 40k. 30k damage on the Hollowsmith. 40k is like top of the top. But yeah, it's much easier to do 30k DPS on a Hollowsmith than it is on most classes. But it's also very easy for you to kill yourself if you're not careful. I love that. I fucking love that. And you do have some sort of same thing with the Harbinger, but it's not as well telegraphed or well implemented in UI with the blight stacks. It's kind of sucky. And it works different, obviously, because it takes your maximum health, not your actual health. But I do like that. And the same thing happens with the Bladesworn. You do have to charge, you do have to stand still for a few seconds and stay very vulnerable to CCs, interrupts, and dazes, and all that sort of shit that can happen to you whilst you're playing Guild Wars 2 to give a good amount of DPS. And you have to do it in numerous times during a fight. Definitely more than one time. You can't one-shot. If you're doing PvP, the Dragon Slash doesn't one-shot. It would be ridiculous if it did.
I'm still testing a theory, but our corruption is sentient? Its movements are intentional, thoughtful. I think we can force it out of each sector by locking the corresponding breaker box. We don't have a lot of time. How well do you know the route along the power line?
Like the back of my hand. I have to keep those scrapyard mutts from tampering with the substations every damn day.
Good. You take the 3 to the south, and I'll take the north route. We'll meet at the power plant after.
Yao? Damn, lost the signal. Well, we better hurry. I don't want to see things get any worse. The first breaker box is.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get to 500 masteries. I bet we are. Like the way masteries are set, because the more of a mastery you have, the more mastery points you're gonna spend on it. I think it's very easy for them to stack mastery points. Although they were very careful with it in the End of Dragons. Like, They only ask for one more mastery point for each line. And that doesn't happen on Out of Funds. Like, well, look at this! What the fuck is this? Out of Funds was very cancerous on mastery points. And it wasn't even on experience, it was on mastery points. It's like the Ice with Saga. It's like ridiculous, right?
So, yes, I'm ready to defeat anything.
The Vault, though. Is the Vault gonna be a mastery? Or is it gonna be like a free-to-play system? Is the Wizard's Tower gonna be available to free-to-play players? I don't think so. I think the Wizard's Tower is gonna be like lobby, like Harbor Stone. That means only reachable for
this mech isn't right. Hey, you,
expansion
report.
owners.
Which district are you assigned to? Abort mission! Disengage! Halt! Ah, it's not... Yeah, I wasn't kidding. No wonder the city is spinning out. Those things reek of trouble. We need to keep moving. Fast. What the? That turret is shooting right at us! Shut it off!
Oh, by the way, Strange New Horizons from Star Trek has also started its second season. I need to watch that as well. There's like, actually, good stuff coming out. The Boys is also coming out with its fourth season, which I think it's the second to last season. They talked about 5 seasons at the beginning of the TV show. So
It's over.
if The Boys is about to end, man, it's gonna be fucking huge. Like, gigantic. Huge. But yeah, the next MFC, guys, if you don't know, the next MFC happens on, let me just be certain of what I'm saying, because I don't want to be saying shit. The next MFC happens on Nudi's channel. It will happen on Nudi's channel today at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. on Pacific time, right? If I'm correct. Right. Oh no, it's my time. 11 p.m. my time. So I'm on London time, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. At 11 p.m. on London, Nudi's channel, there's gonna be a 1v1 tournament for Guild Wars 2, and it's gonna be good. I recommend you guys to watch it. The last one was really good, and it had a good coverage as well. Like, we had a solid audience. About 150 people watching. It was really good and really fun as well. Was in chat during the whole time, trying to hype up the chat. Just usual stuff for the usual Twitch viewer.
It's time to kill shot.
Oh man, but I've been seeing a lot of content right now from other content creators, like tons of it. Too much, I would say. And it bothers me as fuck. It bothers me as fuck, really. When folks just don't get it. I've seen, like, new players starting playing the game, and they just make questions that are being answered to them 5 seconds before they ask the fucking question. Inside the game. Some are lore questions, others are mechanic questions. And it just bums me out, because people are not paying attention.
You're seeing things.
They're doing their shit, but not paying attention to what they're doing. And it's very, very selfish of me to say that. Because here I am, streaming, and struggling to do the event, right? In an efficient way. But man, oh man. As a viewer, it does bother me. And I will apologize if I ever do that to you guys. Because I'm it's really hard.
To stick around and keep the breaker secure. These things are relentless. Hope Yao's got things under control up north.
We're almost done with this one.
I'm gonna need a bottle of something strong when this thing is done. Or a vacation. Is Crider warm this time of year? The substation isn't too far from the power plant. We'll lock down the last breaker, then head straight there. Come on.
Just check here. Oh, everything's alright. Oh yeah, everything seems to be alright. Both streams. Yeah, good. It's just because this is the first time I'm doing multi-stream. I need to check them. Just for my own self peace of mind. I need to check them.
Welcome to Substation 03. My first job in the city was inspecting Jade here for...
Sharp blades, sharp mind. Give up yet?
I'd rather toss your ass in a cell. But you're not giving me much of a choice.
I didn't hit a single turret. It's incredible.
I think we have this down. Ready?
Full of adrenaline. Memory-wise centering. Imminent. Total concentration.
Yeah, I think I'll be finishing this meta. Yeah, that will be it for today, guys. Oh god, it was actually quite good to be back, and I really hope to be able to stream more often again. But yeah, I'll be finishing the meta, and then I'll probably go and take care of some cleaning. I need to. First off, I need to grab my clothes because I put my clothes drying.
Centering. Locked.
Requesting
Feels nice.
And yeah, I'll probably need to get to that after the meta. Afterwards, I might get back to Guild Wars. I'm not sure. I do want to finish the hammer. The Orine hammer, and try to make it into a Kralf or Primordus hammer. I'm not even sure right now. Depends on which class I'm going to use it. But probably for the engineer I'm going to use the Kralf hammer.
Let's go find Yao.
So I don't know if I'm going back to Guild Wars later tonight. If not, I'll probably just play either New World or I'll play the Final Fantasy 15. I've been replaying that. I actually was considering replaying that on stream, but I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys would actually watch that. So something I actually need to consider what games I do want to show off on stream or not. I don't want to end up with another Valheim situation where now I can't even play the game because I don't have the Battle Pass subscription, and I can't even continue the fucking series of videos. So it's kind of sad that I fall into that situation, and I really want to be careful what games I choose. So I'm mainly thinking about Steam games that I already possess, or I already talked about this in previous videos and previous streams. I'm really considering playing Guild Wars 1 on stream. I have never finished that game, but oh man, I would finish it on stream, but that's for sure. Because I'm actually really looking forward to how they delivered actually endings to expansions and main story plots in that game compared to this one. That's actually what I'm most intrigued about. It's like how they develop the story plots. Because Guild Wars 2, it's very obvious where they fail, in my opinion. And I wonder if in Guild Wars 1 that's slightly different. But yeah, we will finish this world boss. We will do the Canning Blackout meta. And yeah, then that will be it. We will call it for today. Which I think, to be honest, it wasn't a long stream. We're about what? I think 2 hours in, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a good way to return, I think. It's not a 4 or 6 hour stream as some of the previous ones I did. It was a good one nonetheless. I'm a little bit concerned about the beginning with the audio before Storm warned me, but we'll see how it goes. Probably in editing I'll have to do some magic stuff, but some scalapadoosh, a little gadoosh, and biddy body boo on it, and it's so fun.
Glad to see you in one piece. Heck, I'm glad to see you at all.
Officer, welcome to New Kaining Municipal Power Plant 01. I'd give you a tour, but...
Who should we raid, though?
Do I even want to know what made that noise?
Probably not. Let's see if I can override the security lockdown. There we go. Ready?
Sure.
Guess so.
Why not?
I can move mountains.
Okay. Let's do this. I know most of you don't enjoy this meta. I actually like this boss. The boss design is cool. The boss attacks are cool. Boss mechanics are okay. Like the shield mechanic. Yeah, it's okay. It's not something that I overly enjoyed. Not something that I discussed anyway. But, okay. But the boss design is really cool. I really like the design of the boss. And I do enjoy its return on Gale Bells. It's epic. It's one of the most epic stuffs on that map.
The dragon steel. Sharper steel.
What have you done?
Clear the air. You're seeing things.
I haven't even charged the dragon trigger once, and I was just bashing my head against it.
Soften them up. Ready.
Oh, he's invulnerable. Oh, my voice is starting to fade. Starting to my voice is losing its power. Jesus. And I can feel it on my throat as well, which is kind of weird. It's probably because I haven't had much sleep.
Center. You've already lost.
I don't know, man. I was really eager to come back to streaming. I'm always eager to do a stream, to record a video or something like that. I always get excited about it. The hard part is maintaining that excitement throughout the entirety of the project. Whether it be a stream or a video. Or even, like, the magazine. I haven't given up on the Aether Community magazine or the Aether Community... Oh, that's right. I was to talk about it today, but I haven't talked about it yet. I am doing something which is, like, insane to even try to do something like that, but I think we actually could use something like it. Or we could have used something like that years ago, and nowadays it was just being updated. So I don't know if I'm a little bit late to it, but I think we need like a sort of community's commander's guide. A document where any type of player that wants to get their commander tag and know how to lead groups in a meaningful and
You've already lost. You're kidding, right?
with a good impact, right? You want to lead a squad and then leave a good everlasting impact on the players that you led. But man, oh man, it's such an undertaking. It's such an undertaking. There's so many matters. There's so many stuff, and it's like I'm not just doing like the meta mechanics. I'm also giving you the commands, like the calls for those mechanics, and how to split your squad, and then why do you split the squad like that, and then about alacrity and quickness, and why do you want alacrity and quickness but you don't necessarily need a healer. And it's, oh my, there's so much stuff. And don't take me wrong, I didn't know even most of the things that I've been writing about on that document. Those are stuff that I've actually had to search and try to learn about them on my own to do the document, to write the document. So there's a lot of stuff that most of the player base, I expect, doesn't even know about or isn't aware of. Especially when it comes to group, like big squads mechanics. I'll give you an example. Most of us would think that combo fields are pretty powerful because you can combo field with anyone. But you're basically just doing combo fields with the one on your party. And you can only do one blast at a time on a combo field. What do I mean by this? So, if I put a combo field around me and I was to blast it, that was just like one blast on that combo field. Even if there were two combo fields underneath me, I would only blast one of them. So, if I am standing above 10 combo fields, I'm only activating one of them. Which is not what everyone expects, in my opinion. Well, I'm leaving the train here. But yeah, I'll definitely share more of you in the days to come. There's a lot more stuff I really want to talk about. Even more React content. I want to get more into React content, especially trailers and such. Because, man oh man, there's so much good stuff coming around. Like, every time I watch a trailer, I react to it with my sister. But it's like on our own. We don't record it or anything. We just watch the thing together and react. So I think it's something I would actually enjoy doing here on stream. Just reacting to stuff. But yeah, guys, gamers, that is it for today. It's been a lovely morning and I've actually enjoyed all of your company. If you do wish to support my content, if you do wish to support my channel, you can do it by giving me a follow-up. We are almost at 50 followers on Twitch, which is pretty huge, I would say. We are with 61 subscribers on YouTube. You can either follow me or do both. Why not do both? Be a Giga Chat and do both. Go YouTube and go Twitch. I also have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Threads account where you can follow me up on there. I actually use a lot of Twitter, not much Instagram, but yeah, I do a lot of Twitter. So if you guys want to get to know what I'm up to, I'll most likely share it on Twitter. But yeah, that is actually it, guys. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one. No. Oh, don't leave just yet because we're raiding someone. I forgot to mention, but we're raiding Lola Bear. Here we go. This is gonna be fun. I always like to raid with one gear. Wow, it's amazing.